Man, some unexpected things have happened these past few days. Some cuts from Kentucky and the withdrawal of a Caden Lewis commitment. And now about Wilkerson and Oweh. Before the news, subscribe to the channel. Otega Oweh's decision to test the NBA draft process is yet another exciting chapter in the recent history of Kentucky basketball, a franchise that has positioned itself as a place for developing talent for the professional league for years. Although the possibility of losing a player as impactful as Oweh may cause some apprehension among BBN fans, there is much to be celebrated and analyzed at this moment, especially with the leadership of Coach Mark Pope, who has demonstrated a unique ability to polish young prospects for the next level. Oweh's journey to this point is already worthy of applause. Transferred from Oklahoma to Kentucky, he quickly established himself as a key piece in the Wildcats' offensive system. His impressive averages, 16.2 points per game on nearly 50% shooting, reflect not only his individual skill, but also his ability to adapt to the style of play required by one of the most competitive college basketball schools. Furthermore, his defensive numbers, such as 1.6 steals per game, prove that he is not only a talented athlete, but someone who understands the importance of contributing on both ends of the court. In this context, the question arises, is Oweh ready to face the rigors of the NBA? The answer, as is often the case in sports, is not simple. On the one hand, his standout season at Kentucky certainly caught the attention of league scouts. His versatility as a point guard, combined with his long-range shooting efficiency, 35.5%, makes him an interesting prospect for teams looking to bolster their perimeter options. However, the NBA is a completely different place where physicality, speed, and tactical depth are on a whole other level. And this is exactly where Mark Pope's work comes in. In his role as a coach, Pope has shown that he understands the delicate balance between maximizing a player's immediate potential and preparing them for the future. He not only prioritizes technical and physical development, but also invests in the mental maturation of athletes with his help. For Oweh, this means having an extra year for refinement. Another cycle in the NCAA could allow him to further expand his offensive repertoire, gain consistency in his playmaking, and strengthen aspects such as tempo control and leadership on the court, crucial attributes for anyone aspiring to success in the elite of world basketball. In addition, it is worth remembering that additional experience in an iconic program like Kentucky can be invaluable. Players who choose to stay longer in college often arrive in the NBA with greater maturity and readiness to deal with the pressures of the professional environment. Cases like that of Devin Booker, who spent 2 years at Kentucky before being drafted by the Phoenix Suns, are clear examples of how this extra time can make all the difference. Of course, the final decision is up to Otega Oweh, and it involves multiple factors beyond basketball. Financial, family, and personal issues will certainly weigh on the balance before the June 15th deadline. But regardless of which path he chooses, it is clear that his time at Kentucky has left a deep mark, both on him and on the program. If he decides to stay, the team will have a solid leader capable of further raising the Wildcats' level of competitiveness next season. Should he choose to go to the draft, he will be taking with him the teachings and support structure that only an institution like Kentucky can offer. No matter what Otega Oweh chooses, BBN can be proud to have been a fundamental part of this story. And, who knows, we may be able to watch with enthusiasm as he takes his first steps towards the NBA. Will it? Lamar Wilkerson's decision to choose Indiana over Kentucky was a huge blow to BBN, and a strange one at that. While the loss of Wilkerson is unexpected for the Wildcats' immediate ambitions, it also serves as an opportunity to reflect on the current state of the program and with Pope to help in that process. Wilkerson, with his impressive record at Sam Houston State, was a coveted prize on the transfer market. His high-scoring ability, averaging 20.5 points per game with remarkable efficiency on both field goals and three-pointers. Position him as a player capable of impacting any NCAA roster immediately. Additionally, his defensive contributions and versatility made him an ideal candidate for programs looking to strengthen their competitiveness. However, was his choice of Indiana specifically a matter of opportunity? Perhaps. For Indiana, the arrival of Wilkerson represents a significant milestone. The Hoosiers, once a college basketball powerhouse, have struggled to find consistency in recent years. Wilkerson believes the move was motivated by a combination of factors: DeVry's confidence in his role within the system, the opportunity to lead a team looking to resurface, and perhaps the sense that Bloomington offers the right environment to maximize his potential before making the jump to the NBA. On the other hand, Wilkerson's selection also raises questions about Kentucky's current appeal in the transfer market. Traditionally, the Wildcats have been synonymous with success and a prime platform for players hoping to make it to the NBA. However, the rise of other programs and the growing importance of charismatic and innovative coaches have changed that. The loss of Wilkerson to Indiana could be interpreted as a sign that Kentucky needs to adapt even more to the new landscape of college basketball, where the personal connection between player and coach often trumps the strength of the brand. Under Pope, the program remains a formidable force with an enviable infrastructure and fan base. Pope himself has demonstrated a knack for attracting talent and molding it to the next level, as seen in his previous tenure at other institutions. Wilkerson's absence could even serve as fuel for Kentucky to step up its recruiting efforts, especially in the backcourt, an area that still lacks impactful reinforcements for next season. The loss of a player like Wilkerson does not define the fate of a season or a program. Kentucky has repeatedly shown its ability to reinvent itself and remain competitive, regardless of the ups and downs of the transfer market. With Pope at the helm, there is reason for optimism. His leadership style, focused on creative development of players, has the potential to attract other players who value growth both on and off the court. For Kentucky, the search for key pieces in the backcourt continues, and how the program responds to this loss in recruiting will be closely watched by analysts and fans. Ultimately, both programs are on different but equally fascinating journeys into the future of college basketball. Which new player will make the cut? Let us know in the comments.